Well, I'm going to combine a slow stitch collage example with the taking it to the artsy side, combining them together, since those were two of the things in the poll that uh, most of you who check those two things, the slow stitch collaging and taking it to the artsy side. I have a piece of just, uh, it's just a lightly woven, this was actually rescued from a window panel. It was like a sheer but heavier, it's woven. And I didn't iron it. I don't think it really needs it, but we're going to start with that, with our background that gives us something to make the piece a little more substantial. Then I pulled out a fancy piece that I already had cut off of a blouse, another piece of sheer, a piece of scarf, torn, and another piece of sheer that's in kind of a light green. And we're going to use that as our second base right there. So now that's 5 elements that we're going to put on this. And we're going to see if we can make it pretty, artsy, at the same time doing a collage. Now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to sew this down. I'm going to be patching this video together so that it's not really long, but I'll tell you in each step what I'm doing. And first thing I'm going to do is, I believe, well, I may do this because I know I want this along there. So let me pin that, and then I will do some stitching and then come back and work on the next step with you. And yes, I am wearing my robe. I'm cold. I've got all my clothes on and my robe on over it. So I will be right back. Okay, I've got the stitching done. As you can see, I have just done a straight running stitch around the outside, and I did an overcast stitch along this piece there. And that is all the stitching that I've done so far. Now what this will do is it will help to give the fraying a border. In other words, this outer piece can fray down to the stitching, and that's okay. I love the fringing effect of fraying, so we're not afraid of that, but we just don't want it to keep going and going and going. So that stitching will retard that. It also stabilizes everything, so now that I can sew on this. Okay, so now we have our other elements here, and of course the main element is this one, and I'm thinking that I want it to do something like that. Maybe come a little bit further in over here. All right. And I'm thinking about taking that, let's see what that would look like. Taking that down. Yes, I think I'm going to take part of this out. Let's see. Take part of this out. Take it and twist it just a little. All right. this I'm going to put along this edge, so I want enough room to do that. So I think that's going to work right there. Let's get that pinned down. Now this collage is just, like I said, I think we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces. Now, granted, this piece has already had work on it, but you can rescue pieces like this all the time that really help you when you want to get into a little bit artsier slow stitching pieces. And also takes some of the time element out of it. Unless you just want to do your own, and then that's okay too. You want to make your flowers. They're just scrunched up fabric. They're real easy to do. All right. Now, what I have in mind, playing this pink off of this pink, laying it down here, something like this, going up, making a kind of a circle, coming around, coming over here, making a circle in the opposite direction, and coming out the top. Now, obviously, all of this has got to be fussied up some and placed in here, but just to give you some idea of where my mind is going with this piece. Okay, that's kind of what I have in mind. So before I can work with this piece, I need to get this sewn down. So again, I will just be doing this in a straight stitch and going in and making sure everything is securely in there, nothing complicated, okay? And I'll be back and we'll work this piece in together. Well, I have finished stitching this, and so let's look at it a little closer here and see what I did with it. As you can see, I did finish twisting this scarf, torn piece around, made the loops and came around, and then I just put running stitches or straight stitches or overcast stitches. Basically all I did. I did tuck a little colorful yarn in there that would bring in a little of the color from down here up into here, and so we have some color correlation going on here that makes the piece come together better and make sense better. Just like this little bit of color here being pulled from this side over to here makes it all cohesive. The composition looks balanced that way. A lot of times when we're not happy with our slow stitching, it's because we haven't balanced it. Something's out of balance. Either there's too much on one side, the elements are too large here and too small here, or the color hasn't been distributed in such a way that it balances. Think about balance when you look at your pieces. Don't think about, oh, that's pretty, oh, that's ugly, oh, that's this, oh, that's... Think about balance. Does the fabrics and textures, do they weigh out where they're balanced? Are the shapes, sizes, and my positioning, does it balance out? Does the color balance? And if you can kind of get a handle on balance, you can really position some pretty collages with just about anything. And you know, we started with just stuff when we started this, and we ended up with an artistic slow stitch piece that's very pretty and would be gorgeous framed and put in a special little vignette somewhere, or put on another project. And mine are probably going to find some places on some project bags this year. I'm going to make several, And I'm going to be using some of my slow stitch pieces as embellishments for those. So that's a little lesson, you might say, in collaging for slow stitching, upping it a notch, what you might do to put it more to the artsy side. Okay, I hope you enjoyed that, and I'll be doing some more. So stay happy. Bye-bye. Well, I have another fabric flip swap. Isn't this wonderful? I'm having so much fun with these. And this one is from Marie or Mary. I'm not quite sure how you say that, so excuse me if I did it wrong. From New Zealand. And so I'm excited to open this with you and see what's in here. And I will be getting your package in the mail to you. Let's see, what's today? Thursday, Friday. Probably by Saturday, if not maybe Monday. So be looking for that. I'm not quite sure how long it takes to get mail back and forth, but from New Zealand to Texas, USA. So we will see about that. But I will try to remember to tell you in the chat. I'll send you a private message and let you know that I have shipped it, okay? All right, let's see what's in here. I love the little hand done piece. Isn't that adorable? I love it. And you took the time to coordinate some colors too. I really like that. Look at that. Let's dig down in here and see what's going on. All right. She did make a flip out of that and added a little package of little add-ons. Let's see what we get here. Some little... Okay. Oh boy, you can always use those. In fact, I have a place right now to put that. I'll show you in a minute. Aw, that looks so vintage. I love it. It's beautiful. You know, I love these, oh, what do you call them? It'll come to me in a minute. But I hate making them. Isn't that terrible? I hate making them, but I love to use them. So when I find them at garage sales or anything else, I always pick them up. So, you know, I don't have any right now, so this is great. What a beautiful color combination that is right there. All right, and we have a couple little laces here. All right. We can use those. What beautiful color is that? Oh, look at this. Love it, love it. That's a long piece right there, so we'll definitely make good use of that and that. And this is just a little thing sewn onto this. It's down through there. So we have this trim here. Then we have this fabric, which is a see-through type gorgeous yellow fabric. Then the tulle in a pinkish shade. Oh, some pretty little, this looks like it might have been folded over. Let's see. Gorgeous. Looks like sari fabric for sari silk. Gorgeous. Pretty paisley. All these are so beautifully color coordinated. Beautiful, beautiful selection. Thank you so much. Now, I'm going to be utilizing some of these right away in a project that I'm doing. This is a large, and I do mean large, project tote that I'm working on. When I finish it, it'll be about 14 inches by 10, maybe a little bit, 9 maybe by the time I get the top cased in, and then I'll be putting handles on it. But it's going to be a large project bag, and I'm foo-fooing up one side of it. The other side will stay plain. And you can see what I've already started here. Now, this piece definitely can find a home here, because this whole business here is going to be utilized And I think I could probably, where could I find that a home? I could go up like that. Not sure about that one. I could definitely find this one a home, but I think what I will do is cut me a smaller piece. I like it right there. That's what I'm going to do right away. Okay, I'm going to cut me a smaller piece and use it to cap off the edge of this sheer piece right here. I love that. Okay, and I will be bringing something else back in. Let me see. Let me cut the see if I can undo this without too much going on here. Let's see if we can pull that out. There it is. Knew I had some tweezers around here somewhere that I might could work with. That just doesn't want to come out that easily. Let's try it from this side. Carefully. That one came out. I think we're going to have to snip them again. Aha, got one. Okay, let's try another one. That one. Let's do it from the other side. Well, they just don't want to come out. All right, not from that side anyway. There we go. We're getting it. These were not going to come off in the mail. Let's see, there's a knot down here on this one. All right, we did it. We did it. We got it apart. Okay. I was thinking how that piece would definitely be pretty on here. And we could, let's see, we could do it this way. We could top it off there and use this to do the top. Oh, I love that. Don't you like that? I like that a lot. And this is so pretty, but I haven't got these yet. I'll save that. Wonder if I might could use a little bit of this over here. Keep it up into here and let it come out the other side. I think that would be pretty too. I'm going to use that right away right there. Okay, I love those two elements. Now, I think I'm going to use a piece of this as a cap right there like that. Wow, I'm loving those elements. Let's pin them in. We don't want to lose them. Let me spread this out here so I'm only pinning through one layer of this. We are going to pin this here. This one somewhere in the middle here so that it will stay. Okay, we got that. Now we need to pin this one down. I think I'll leave that one open for a minute, and because I need to put another cap on that, I'm going to use another piece of this. It's just such a beautiful little pattern, and it works so perfect for what I'm doing here. Different sizes, capping off little raw edges that might look undone. Brings a piece together and helps keep elements in place, so it's visually appealing while it's also doing a job, and that's keeping pieces where they need to be. Okay, once I sew around that, it'll be secure. All right, that's looking good. All right, I'm creating a just scrappy collage out of this, but I wanted to have lots and lots of elements. And let's see what else we can put here. That came from Mary in New Zealand. And remember, I had one earlier from Deborah. This one here. Let's see what we have in it that we can incorporate in this first piece here. Let's see. Wait a minute. We have this beautiful sari silk. Let's hold Deborah's a minute. We might have to use that on another one because this The sari silk pieces are calling to me. What if I let's see here. Got a pin in my mouth. Let's see if we can bring it over. Tuck the end right under so that I have something to attach it to. And I love it. When you're doing something like this boho bag, I call it boho because it gives that impression of unrestrained, wild and free, whatever you want. And that's, to me, that's the signature of boho. Colorful, expressive, wild and free. I love that. I love that. I love that. Now let's see. Could I use a piece over here? I could cut this and which would give me a chance to use it twice. I like that idea. I don't have any sari silk or whatever this is right here, so that's a really fun thing to have. Let's take that off. Let's run it this direction. Then let's put this back on here. Cover the end of that lace here. Definitely getting the pinks and the golds in here. Just love that. I'm loving that. Oh, yes. This is looking so pretty, so pretty. Oh my goodness, what else we got in here? I'm thinking that maybe, no, I don't think I'll do that one there. Let's hold these for another project. But I wonder if it's not the right color, so I won't do that. Okay. All right. Now, let's go over to Deborah's and let's see what I might find here. I'm gonna have to take this apart. I haven't done that yet. Fabric flips are so much fun. I'm telling you that, especially when people put in the effort that everyone here has that has sent me anything. They've all been beautiful. Every one of them, I envision things that I can use it on immediately. And they're inspirational. They're just awesome. Let's go from the front and see if we can get any of this off. Don't want to hurt any of the elements. I can do it for the back. We'll try. Only got one thread out of that one. Aha. There they come. All my fabric flip that come into me, I am keeping all those elements in one container, and so that I will be using those throughout the year on my different projects. So I may, you may not see a project that's entirely made from the one you sent me, but you will see your items throughout the year in different projects. And that way I can utilize all of them as I go along in projects that I already have scheduled for this year. And I don't have to try to come up with something specific. I can just use all the wonderful things you sent me throughout the year as I create. Okay. And don't forget that if you want to do the fabric flip swaps with others in our community besides me, just direct message them by the chat feature and ask them if they would be willing to swap with you. That's perfectly super fine, and that way you can have more fun swapping around the world with different people. And I would just say one thing: if you agree to a swap, please follow through. Don't accept one if you're not going to reciprocate, because that's what this is about. All right, these are beautiful. Let's see what I could do with that. All right, I can tell already I like that there. Oh, there's a pin in there. Oh my goodness. Let's see what we might could do with something like that. You know what? I might bring a blue into this because I have this teal blue green over here. I like the blue better. I think that's a good combination. That's such a pretty little thing too. And these golds, aren't those cool? I love those too. Might use a couple of those. Okay, these are awesome. When you're doing a project like this boho bag, when you're doing this wild and free clustering, collaging, all kinds of elements go together. It's just what pleases your eye. You're not locked into any one specific thing. So please just let the creative juices flow, in other words. Don't be pinned down by anything particular. Okay, I'm gonna keep all these little cottons because I already have a project going. I'm going to use the cottons in. I love this batiks, don't you? Okay, I'm gonna lay these over here. Keep the fancies in this area. Okay, I'm thinking that this might be just held better for a different project. I'm thinking about using a piece of this. See how this goes. Let me see how I could do this. Let me get this little pink. Just when you're working with things like this, just take your time and fussy cut them and blend them. They add so much. I tuck this right in there. Let it come over this piece. It brings my pinks up in there, which I like. The gives me a showcase over here. I might could put it on the other side. Wonder what that would look like. Let's try that. What if we capped it like that? Oh, I like that too. Let's bring it up a little into, I'm liking that a lot. Just turn it a little and bring it up a little. I'm liking that. All right. Since our design goes up, we needed something a little more eye-catching up here to balance it. I like that. I like that a lot. And I think I could do one here. Let's try another one. Let's work with just a small piece. A little different color and a little bit of an orange. I love this stuff. It just lends itself to everything and anything. I could do it this way and let it come down. I like that. When he got enough, when you look at it and you just can't see another way to embellish it. You just like it the way it is. It says, I'm enough. That's when you know you got enough. The piece will tell you if you listen to it. Now, these pieces tell each of us different things because we see things differently. You know what? I'm going to see if I can use this very carefully. Okay, with just a little bit. I think I like that. Okay. All these elements coming from these fabric flips are just making this piece beautiful. Now I need a little bit of something going that way. So let's see if I can find just some greenery here. I believe I can. what if again, let's tuck it under. Let's do it this way. Just play with it. You know, if you don't like it one way, play with it another. I like that. Looks like it's coming off this stem, doesn't it? We just created a flower. I like that. That really looks good. Okay. Now I think we need just to ooch something off of here. Let's try this little piece. This is so much fun. This is wonderful fabric for stuff like this, because you have so many little elements you can fussy cut and use. Love that. Just a little ooch of green there. Let's bring it over just a little bit and make it ride that edge of that fabric. I like that. Okay. Oh, we still have a couple areas that I want to work with. I wonder if that one, let's try this one. I know ladies that they will not cut into something like this. They just feel like it's desecrating it in some way, I guess. They just won't use it that way. But then they so limit their ability to utilize these different elements and to create things that are beautiful and that complements what they're doing. They were created not just to be used exactly like you buy them. I mean, yes, that's okay. But a creative like us, we find different ways to use our mediums. By mediums, I mean the things that we choose to work with. If we're a painter, we work with paints. If we're watercolorist, we work with watercolor. Fiber artists, slow stitchers, sewist, we work with fabrics and textiles of all kinds. And that's what we want to do. Now, let's look at it just a minute. Let's fold it up. Envision that we have, I need to cut this off because it is giving us a false. Okay. Now, this would be the front of the project bag. And of course, I will be sewing it on the sides. And then I will be making a casing about that long. And I will be putting handles, double set of handles on it. And so that it will open up wide and it will hold a lot of things. Now I will be putting a lining in here to cover the stitching and the batting and all that. It's in the center. But that batting makes it substantial. But I think that's enough. For me, it says enough. All right. Once I get this all sewn, a lot of this black will come off. So not all of it, but some of it will be trimmed down or cased. And we will see what that looks like then. Oh, thank you for these fabrics flips. You've just made this piece. You finished it up with the elements that it needed and that I didn't have. And I just so appreciate that. And I will, like I said, be using the rest of these things throughout the year in other projects. So just keep an eye out for all the pretties that you sent me, okay? Till next time, let's stay creatively happy.